On a daily basis as a straight person, I can be pretty sure that my roommates, colleagues, friends are comfortable with my sexual orientation.
When I was going away to college for the first time, I had to agonize about when I should tell my roommate because he was going to be seeing me every day, and if he found out, I didn't want it to be not a safe space anymore.
On a daily basis, as a straight person, I don't have to worry about telling my sexual orientation to my friends and my family. It is assumed.
Because I'm not sure how they would react to it or how they would treat me once they know, because I don't know if they're okay with it.
On a daily basis as a straight person, I can go to meetings, classes, and conversations without feeling excluded, or be fearful, attacked, isolated, outnumbered, unheard, held at a distance, stereotyped, or feared because of my sexual orientation.
Of course, the topic of sexuality has to come up, and everybody's like, oh, so-and-so has a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but not Chad. Is he G? Is he gay? And then they go on and talk about their girlfriends and what they do and their plans for the future, and I just don't have that freedom to do that.
On a daily basis, as a straight person, if I pick up a magazine, watch TV, or play music, I can be always certain that my sexual orientation will be represented.
Mainstream media has very few representations of lesbians and gay people, and when they do, they're often offensive or inaccurate. There's especially poor representations of bisexuals as promiscuous and people who can't make up their mind. And for lesbians, it's either that they're super sexy for entertaining straight men, or if they're butch, they're often perceived as ugly and somehow bad.
On a daily basis, as a straight person, I am guaranteed to find people of my sexual orientation represented in our school curriculum, faculty, and administration.
I find that one of the biggest parts that's left out of history and English classes and science and just about every class that was ever taught in high school is some part of LGBT. Whether it's gay icons in history or gay icons in books or books dealing with gayness and or gender identity issues, and even the study and the debate about the gay gene, I feel is left out, and it really shouldn't be. And in health classes, they have all of this curriculum on straight sex, and yet there's a few of us in the back, you know, what am I going to do with a condom? I'm like a dental dam.
As a straight person, people don't assume I'm experienced in sex, or that I even have it, merely because of my sexual orientation.
The moment people find out that I'm not merely interested in guys, that I'm interested in everyone, they instantly take that as that I must be some sort of like sex guru. Like I must have had sex so much. It's like, how can I possibly know that I'm interested in anybody if, you know, I've not had sex? Like people are mind blown when they find out that I have never had sex.
On a daily basis as a straight person, your masculinity or your femininity isn't challenged because of your sexual orientation.
In high school I did stage crew, and when a lot of people on the stage crew found out that I was gay, they looked at me differently. They thought that I couldn't do the same amount of work that I was able to do before, when reality of it is that I was able to do a lot more. I was actually able to lift and do a lot more than they were.
On a daily basis, as a straight person, I'm never asked to speak for everyone who's heterosexual.
Often, whenever I have an opinion, it's pretty obnoxious when people assume that everybody who is bisexual, a female, has the same opinion. It makes it seem like our answers aren't legitimate if everyone in our community doesn't agree with us, because just because we're part of a marginalized community, people seem to think that we all have to have the same opinion, or else one of us is lying or doesn't know what we're talking about.
On a daily basis, as a straight person, people don't ask why I made my choice of sexual orientation.
For me, as an LGBT person, folks always ask why we made a choice to be LGBT, and first and foremost, it's not a choice to be LGBT. This is who we are, and a lot of people then ask the question of, would you have chosen if you could have chosen to be gay? And I don't think anybody would ever change who they are for someone else.
On a daily basis, as a straight person, I can walk in public with my significant other and not have people double take or stare.
And the men I date are white men, so it's even more reason to stare because we're not just gay, but we're interracial, so it's even more. So, but it's difficult. I would love to do that because I'm one of those people that like to walk down the street, hold hands, touch a little bit, but it's kind of difficult still because people aren't that accepting of that.
On a daily basis, as a straight person, I don't have to worry about losing my job because of my sexual orientation.
Knowing that we run Gay Pride Rockland, heterosexual people do not for 1 minute think about whether or not the fact that they're heterosexual will impede them from getting a job at VCS. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people come here with concern, but in a mainstream world, even running Gay Pride Rockland, there's concern about whether or not their sexual orientation will impede our wanting to hire them.
On a daily basis, straight people don't have to worry about their physical safety in public if they're open about their sexual orientation or gender identity.
Coming out at a young age, there was a lot of things that people didn't understand and used violence and intimidation and threats in order to intimidate me for my sexual orientation. So throughout high school, I've received numerous death threats and attacks on my personhood verbally. But unfortunately, we have to deal with that, LGBT students. We have to deal with finding ways to navigate a system that is telling us that we're less than, a system that's allowing people to physically threaten us, to verbally harass us.